Okay, I just finished driver's side rear corner. I did it in one piece and 2 tries. Here's my first one. The lines just didn't quite line up right. Little son of a biscuit. The lines just didn't quite line up just quite right. It's very challenging to get this bead roll lined up on the 2 points with one piece, and then the step here as well. What I did was took a flat piece of 18 gauge steel, put a 90 in it, clamped it in here, bent it around, marked my 2 locations for the step dies that I used. Here's the step dies I used. My Woodward Fab bead roller, this is the step beads I used. When I'm putting these in your bead roller, you gotta make sure you gotta do a test, multiple tests, because this gap here between the 2 steps affects the type of step you put in the sheet metal. This is an aftermarket piece here. Obviously stock, original A. So I had to kind of blend it together. It's not perfect, but it's close enough to do body work for me. I'm super meticulous about it, but my skills are just not quite there to get it perfect, like you see on those hot rod shows. Those guys are freaking phenomenal fabricators. So next I rolled it over, or excuse me, before I clamped it in here and rolled over, I took had my shrinking tool, and I shrunk this to give it a little bit of an arch to match this angle here. Then I clamped it in here, rolled it over, bent it over, used the body hammers, kind of tapped it in, and then I marked my locations for the step dies, as well as I marked my bead dies. I first rolled in the step, came back, checked my locations, then I double checked my marks, did those, used it's a 5/8 bead die. These are 2 different ones. This style bead die worked really good compared to the other one that had a step in it. Here, I'll show you, hold on. These 2 combination of bead dies, bead roller, just wasn't giving me quite the right bead height for this. It was making it kind of a fatter bead versus kind of a narrow, tall bead. And it's because of these steps in here, right here. When I swapped it out and used this style die, I was able to get that tall Model A bead in here to kind of match this. This matches pretty good. My alignment is off a little bit, which I don't like, but we're gonna make it up with a little bit of body work. Otherwise, I'll just never get the car done. I wanna get the car done. So let's just keep moving forward and we'll just, do our best. Next, I use the step dies again. Step dies again, make sure checking my gap on the step dies to make this roll here, this bead here, which is this one here. And then when I had that all lined up where I was comfortable with it, happy with it, I used the tipping dies, a tipping die with the nylon bead, or excuse me, nylon die to bend this edge over. This edge, my first try wasn't very good. it's kind of straight. It needs a little bit of a curve in it, and this has a little bit of a curve in it. But yeah, overall, happy with the way it turned out. I'm gonna do a little bit of body work on it, a little hammer and dolly work on it to kind of get some little bumps out, little ripples out. But we're gonna continue moving forward on it.